All right, now if you have a DJI RS4 Pro or RS3 Pro or even an RS2, you're gonna wanna obviously put a professional system on top of the gimbal. And as much as I hate to tell you, this plate system that comes natively with the RS4 Pro or the RS4 or all those things just isn't gonna cut it from a professional standpoint. And I'm gonna tell you why I have an issue with it, and then I'm going to show you a very, very cheap an amazing fix that really solves the problem. Oh, hey, and do me a favor, if you find this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It's so hard to keep a YouTube channel going these days, and your subscriptions are the only thing that keep this channel going. Now, just a forenote here, if you're using the DJI RS4 Pro, and you get this plate that comes with the gimbal itself. And while this is a Manfrotto base plate, you'll notice it has the classic Arca Swiss component here on the top. Now, the problem you're going to run into with an Arca Swiss component if you're using bigger cameras like a C300, a C400, 500, Red Komodo, even a R5 that's kitted out with a cinema lens, follow focus, and cages and stuff like that, is that this is a very, very small surface area here on the Arca Swiss mount. And what that does is when you're moving, it can lead to micro jitters in your footage. And this is something you obviously are going to want to avoid if you're shooting this camera and this system professionally. And that's where you're really going to need more surface area. And luckily, if you can get an extended plate, this is going to solve the problem. Now, this is the SmallRig extended quick release plate for select DJI Ronin and gimbals. Now, this is a $29 investment that, in my humble opinion, completely unlocks and transforms your gimbal into a professional system. Now, there is one note about this where you need it or where you might not. Now, if you have like a DJI RS4 Pro combo kit that has the Raven eyes, the follow focus, all that stuff, DJI actually has an extended plate that they sell with the kit and the DJI RS3 Pro. However, if you're like me and already had a Raven eye and follow focus motors and didn't need to get the whole combo kit, well, if you don't get the combo kit for these systems, then you just get the standard mounting plate that comes with it with the Arca Swiss top. Now, a couple things about this before we go in there. This is a Manfrotto plate and it's compatible with the 501 PL plate, which means that you can put this in your drop-in things. Now, there is one note I would say about this. This will absolutely work if you have a drop-in Manfrotto 501 head. You can drop this in with no problem. However, this does have the grooves that come typical with DJI Ronins. So what that means is if you want to use this and slip it in, you can only slip it in up to the point where you have these grooves on the bottom. That means that you don't get the lock there. So while I would say this thing's very, very handy, and while it's nice to have this as a 501 plate, you're not gonna be able to use it in normal heads as a push-in. Now, there's an easy solution to fix all this, and I'm gonna show you that in just a second, but it is something to be aware of, that this is really designed for your gimbal, not so much for traditional Manfrotto push slide in heads. Now, as a plate, this thing does have a lot of nice features. The first thing is, look at the size of that. That gives you a lot of room. If you look here, this is the original plate that comes with it, and you can see just the difference here in size you get from the plate. And this is very, very important because that extra length really gives you the ability to balance your bigger, more professional gear a lot easier. And you may not think these couple inches make a difference, but trust me, when you have that kind of weight on the gimbal, it makes all the difference in the world. So that is a huge thing. It also has marked numbers just like you do on a regular DJI plate. And what I really like about this is on the bottom, you do have the little gears here. So you can put this right here on a geared plate. And it has attachment points here at the front. And if you look on the back here, it actually has another point that you can, if I have a weight here, if you want to put a counterweight or something on your gear, well, check that out. Now you can put that counterweight right there on your plate with no real problems. And if you're curious just about how smoothly this goes with the actual DJI system, even though it's SmallRig, well, check this out. You can slide that right in, and what's nice, like I said, it has the gears on the bottom. You can see you can easily sit there and position it and get it exactly what you want, lock it in, and you are good to go. Now, that being said, while I love this, I actually have another hack that, in my opinion, really, really unlocks and transforms my gimbal, and it's combining this with one other piece of equipment that's really going to let you run and gun all the way with your gimbal. And that is this. This is the Manfrotto 577 Quick Release Rapid Connector. Now, What I like to do is I like to combine this with this SmallRig extended plate, and I'm gonna show you why. Let's put it together. And boom, there you go. Now I've put this extended SmallRig plate with this Manfrotto 577. And the first thing I do wanna point out is just look how sleek this is as a combination of gear. And really, when you look at it, this combination is almost the exact same height. As a matter of fact, it pretty much is the same height as the normal Arca plate that is attached to the Manfrotto plate that comes with the DJI natively. So it's gonna take up no extra space in your bag. It's gonna take up no extra space here on your rig. But now, instead of that Arca plate, you have a Manfrotto 501, which for me is way more compatible for all my gear and lets me go really fast. And if you look at this 577, one thing that I love about it is, of course, it's a push-in lock, which is important for the gimbal. I'm gonna show you why. So literally I can just take it, twist it, lock it, and very important to me, it has this button here that is a safety release here, so my camera doesn't fall off, which is really, really nice. Now, if you look here, what I'm gonna do, just to kind of show you just how quick this is, I'm gonna slide this here on my gimbal, super easy. And now that it's on there, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it just so we have it, and pull my camera out. Now, on the bottom of my camera, I have, as a default, 501 plates on all my cameras because I want to be able to go from a gimbal onto a tripod super fast. I don't want to have to worry about thinking about the time, and I don't want to rebalance my gimbal when I come back to it later in the day. That's very, very important. But what's great about this, if I have this gimbal balanced one time, all I have to do is use this cage. So if you look here, I'm going to go ahead and slide this on. If you slide it in, you can now slide it all the way forward, and if I push it back, you'll push it back to the lock, I can lock it, and boom, it's automatically good to go. The balance never says. I can literally, and I have literally taken this off a gimbal 10, 15, 30 times in a day and never had to rebalance it because this thing always is the same because it always hits the exact same point. And when I'm done, I can unlock it, hit the safety button, pop it off, boom. Now I'm sitting here, I'm over on my tripod, on whatever gear I need to come back to my gimbal, I can pop it on, boom, push it back, lock it, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So in my opinion, this combination of the SmallRig extended plate and the Manfrotto 577 just completely unlocks so much of what you can do with this camera. You have a nice full plate, you take away all the micro jitters, and you're basically good to go. Anyway, guys, this is just something that completely transformed my gimbal work, and I hope this helps you out too. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Leave me notes and comments down below, and yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.